Hello everybody, my name is Boudewijn Lutgering. Quite a few of you may know me. I am still a VFP developer, Visual Fox Pro. I'm an addict, a diehard, and I hate to say this, but the work in Visual Fox Pro here in the Netherlands is next to nothing. So in order to secure my income, I needed to look for a different development environment, because software development is something I love to do. And well, I have been looking at Microsoft.net, of course, who hasn't, but there is life outside Microsoft, and one of the tools that I found was Servoy. Servoy is very much data-centric, as I will show in this video. The purpose of this one video is to show you that creating a form in Servoy is a snap of the fingers, and also that you will see that working with Servoy is something you, as a Visual Fox Pro developer, should definitely investigate. So I open Servoy here. Takes a little while. You get a welcome screen. Let me maximize that. Close this one. Where we start here is the Servoy design environment. So we have here a tree view with resources, all solutions, the active solution. I haven't an active solution yet. The JavaScript library with all kind of stuff in it. Application level, solution model, etc. Database manager, which takes care for a lot of stuff. Here, utilities, some history, security, internationalization. I18N stands for internationalization, 18 letters. The exceptions, unit testing, and plugins. Now, every application that you write or every solution that you offer, at least in Visual Fox Pro, is centered around a database, which is a consistent group of tables that you're using. I'm going to use the example data. Example data, for those of you who are familiar with it, are pretty much like the Northwind database in Visual Fox Pro. So I right click it and I say open server. Now I get some information on this which I don't need right now. It's happened by default. And what we're now going to do is we click all solutions, right click it, and we say create new solution. So I call this one VFP demos. It's a normal solution type. Other options are that you say it's a web client only, a smart client only, it's a module, it's a login solution. I now select normal solution and I say finish. So the solution is created and it's activated. What happens actually is that you create a workspace. So I have on my C drive a Servoy workspace. You see here that VFP demos is created there with all kinds of stuff in it. We go back to that a little bit later. So I now want to create a form, which is pretty simple. I right click it and I say create new form. So the form name is Avram Customers. And now we're going to tie a data source to the form, and of course it's customers table from our example data. So I say OK. Extends actually means that you can create some sort of base form that you extend in the Avram customers, meaning that if you create new methods on the form, which I will show in later videos, that you copy them, not really inherit them, they're copied. So style and template, I'll leave that untouched for now, and the solution of course is VFP demos. So I say next. In this step, as you can see, we're going to add data providers. A data provider is a field in the table that is displayed in the form, whether you show it in a text box or otherwise. In this case I only use text boxes. Go deeper into it in other videos where the data from a table is shown. Now, one of the things that Servoy does is that it doesn't extract all data at once. It extracts like 100 or 200, and as soon as you reach the last one and you say skip, it then does a request to the backend server to give again a certain amount. So you always get a small amount of data to look for. Okay, so I'm going to select here by pressing the control key, by the way, and clicking with my mouse some fields, so like customer ID, address, city, company name, contact title, country, because we want to make phone calls, also the phone number, and why not, let's also select the fax. You have several options here. We say place with labels, so this means that in the form that we are about to create, there will also be labels saying what the context of text boxes are. If I would select place horizontal, I would get a grid, which is something I will show in a different video. Now, there are two properties like name and text that you can use, and I could also say place as labels, which would mean that instead of text boxes I would get labels that would display the content of the fields. I'm not going to do that because I want to show also how Servoy interacts between different environments. And now I say finish. And basically that's all there is to it to create a form. So let me minimize this one just a little bit. Here we are. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me select these, drag them here. Okay, so I have created the form here. Very simple, very basic, and for now it's more than enough to see what it has. So the title text here is address and the name is address. We could of course say txt address or whatever the control extension is, as we are used to do that in Visual Fox Pro. That's maybe for later on. But without writing any code, I created a form that I can run. And I can run it in two ways. I can run it through the smart client, which is pretty much to be compared with the active page as we knew it in Visual Fox Pro 6, but a lot safer, and through the web client. So I start the smart client first. Oh, I need to save that form, of course. There we are. I go back to the environment here and I also start the web client. And it's loading, and here's my web client. Okay, let me minimize the development environment first. So here we are. We have two forms here displaying the data. Right? So I could say go to record 91. This navigation of course is controllable for you. So I say 1 here. I go back to the first record because I've got it displayed here as well in the smart client. So what I could do, as you can see, the country name is misspelled because it should be a Y. So I say it's Germany. And now activate this one, or maybe I should say I go to 10, because then I move away from the record. and as soon as I do that, you see here that it's saved as well. That is because both forms, both the Windows browser, in this case Windows Internet Explorer, and the Servoy client, both use the same what they call found set. Compare that to a cursor in your data environment. Well, you see how easy it is to create a form in Servoy. In my next video I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a grid and how to bind that grid, in this case orders and order details, to the data of a customer.